Agatha. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Sports Scene. Now, last week, I think our highlight, Lawrence, our highlight was, of course, the SP Sports Awards. You would like to say a little bit about that night?
Yeah.
MC, you were the MC.
I was the MC, and a very big good night to everyone. SP Sports Awards last week. What a experience to do it virtual.
Yeah.
Live on MTV Online and also simulcast on FM 100.
Yeah.
A really good experience to host the SP Sports Awards.
It's admirable that we're going above and beyond during these times, going virtual. And even last night, I was at the Pacific Brewery's Pale Ale State of Origin beer launch, and they've done things virtual as well. The guest speaker, NRL and a rep from NRL, joined via Zoom. So those are the kind of improvements we're seeing now, and COVID-19 is not stopping anything from happening. We're just changing the way we approach things, so that's really good to see. All right, so tonight on the show, of course, the SP Sports Awards, we will be reviewing it. And also Matthew Church joining us again to review the game this weekend against the Blackhawks. Lawrence, let's get on straight with the scoreline.
Yeah, thanks, Dinny. Let's go straight through to the scoreline. This is how it all happened last week. If you missed it, it was a golden point by Valentine Holmes, 29-28 over the Warriors. West Tigers, 34, defeated the Dragons, 18. Panthers, 11 in a row. These guys going from strength to strength. 30 points to 4 against the Bulldogs. Melbourne, catch me off guard there. Melbourne Storms, 40, Broncos, 12. All right. Yeah, it's okay. All good. Next page there, Rabbitohs 38 defeated the Eels 20. This is after the Rabbitohs lost by 50 against Penrith the week before. And the Roosters, Dinny, there you go. Back in the winner's circle, 44-16 against the Raiders. Sharks 38 over the Titans 10. And Newcastle Knights inflicting the first loss for the Sea Eagles in, I think, 6 matches there. 18-10. And a very good roundup there of the NRL. Now, the Intrust Cup, let's go straight through to that right now. Here are the results. Bears 22, Blackhawks 18. Dolphins, there you go, 24 over the Hunters 12. Had a red hot start, the Dolphins, and the Hunters just couldn't peg it back. And Wynnum Manly Seagulls 46, massive win over the Ipswich Jets 24. That was the split round of round 8, and this week will be round 9, where we'll speak to Matthew Church in the Zoom session very shortly. All right, good night, everyone. Welcome back to Sports Scene. It is time now to talk rugby league with our SP PNG Hunters head coach, Matthew Church, online via Zoom, as always. Hey, Coach, how you doing this evening?
Hi, Lawrence. Good, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, again, coming to you live from the Gold Coast on Runaway Bay. Mate, it's been a tough couple of weeks. Your luxury of not really luxury. I'm sure we wanted a Pearl to keep going there, but unfortunately, an injury that is now put him sidelined for an extended period of weeks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. An incident happened in the last couple of minutes of the game. It looked really bad on the video, looking back at it. Unfortunately, it's going to see Appel miss 2 months of footy. So hopefully he should be back before the back end of the year, and hopefully that's finals times, and then we get him fit and ready to go.
Now, Redcliffe Dolphins, let's talk about that for a minute or two. The boys were just, slow off the blocks there, playing night game, a bit of a crowd there. What was your sort of overall thinking about the performance?
Yeah, I thought the first half we were off the mark, certainly off the mark in terms of attention to detail with ball security, and we gave up some really cheap possession and guys probably taking wrong options as well, which didn't help. A lot of that was early in the tackle count, which meant that we didn't have long with the footy in the first half, and we seemed to defend there. We defended. I think they scored. Without the ball, I think we had about 10 minutes without the ball, and they scored 3 tries and really got the jump on us. we managed to control the ball a bit better in the second half and apply a bit of pressure with 3 tries. But you just can't turn over that much footy and win this at this level of competition.
In terms of the halves combination, you sticking with that, or I saw Ase Boaz around taking some pictures there with some fans. What's your thinking behind that?
Yeah, look, we've named the side yesterday with the same halves pairing. We certainly need a bit of experience in and around that. I think that's where we're getting, what's shown up in the last few weeks is a little bit of lack of game awareness or game management. And that comes with experience. And we've got a lot of those guys that have been playing in the halves that, it's only their first season with the Hunters. So we'll look to include us at some stage and get that around there. But I certainly enjoyed Edwin being in the halves. I know he's traditionally a hooker. I enjoyed him taking the line on a little bit more and challenging the line, so which is something that we probably haven't done since Watson left. Okay,
now you spoke very briefly about game management. You think that's probably what your focus was on this week, going into the game against the Blackhawks?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, Lawrence. We need to manage the game better and get ourselves and, hand the footy back to the opposition where we want them to have it. Usually that's down their end and in one corner. It'd be really nice to be able to do that. We've just missed the mark with our kicking and that's where your game management comes in, getting to the last tackle and then putting the ball back in a position where you want to give it back to the opposition. I think if you look at the NRL now, everyone tries the same thing and kick high into a corner, and then try and land on the bloke catching the footy when he catches the ball. So we're not too dissimilar to that. We're trying to play an NRL style. Unfortunately, some bad habits come back to haunt us at times when we're under fatigue. So it's just about managing those habits and coaching them through that to get to that level.
Okay, so very quickly, this week we are playing the Blackhawks up against Wantok there, Moses Meninga, and also Kyle Laybutt. I'm sure the boys will rip straight into them. Whatever happens after the game, they can all sort of catch up. But I'm sure the boys are pumped for the game against the Blackhawks.
Yeah, if anyone knows anything about PNG Rugby League, they like to challenge each other, and they certainly like to challenge each other against each other. So they'll be looking forward to the challenge of taking on Moses and Kyle. You obviously know Kyle's had a bit of a checkered start of the season. So has Moses, really, with injury, and I think this is probably his first or second appearance for the Blackhawks. But Kyle's a fair footballer. I've watched Kyle for a number of years. So we have to be on our game when we come up against him.
Okay. Very quickly, where are you playing this weekend, and what's the plan for us to beat the Blackhawks?
Yeah, we definitely need to control the footy better and kick into good positions. We've shown once we've hung onto the ball that we're a handful. So, we've said that all along. If we can hold the ball for 4 consecutive sets, we'll generally score points. So that's something that we'll be definitely working on and kicking into corners. We're playing at our second home at Runaway Bay at the Bycroft Oval on Saturday at 2:10.
Okay. All right. So there you go. Saturday at 2:10 for all the Wantoks in Brisbane, around the Sunshine Coast, and of course Gold Coast. Do get on down and watch the boys, the Hunters, take on the Townsville Blackhawks. Thanks, Coach. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I'm all good. Thank you. Thanks for being behind us and supporting us each week. So appreciate that.
Welcome back. You're watching Sports Scene. Now to the SP Sports Award review. We'll talk a little bit about the winners on the night. And Lawrence, of course, you were the MC, so you'll just give us a brief of what went on during the night and probably a little bit about Takale Tuna. He was there as the guest speaker. We featured him the week before. So just tell our viewers maybe a takeaway from all of that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, it was an experience that I'll never forget, hosting the 28th SP Sports Awards. And I must say, big congratulations to everyone that got it done on the night. It was a first of its kind for Papua New Guinea, and we passed with flying colors. I'm sure about that. Now, yeah, there's just a summary. Of course, basketball. I got to talk about them. I'm a bowler.
Of course.
Maybe
Don't forget about everyone else.
I don't maybe look like a bowler now, but definitely. Community Sports Initiative Award, Basketball for Good, Nick Daroa and the rest of the crew at basketball, really doing a fantastic job in this COVID time, and the things that they're doing in the community and school. Really good story there. And the sports photo of the year, Jordan Serra, didn't he? This was down out at Gaire Basketball. Where we've done the promo this year, and so it was a shot between Gaire Basketball versus Tubu Serra, and it rained that afternoon, and no matter what happened, the game went on. I should have said more about the photo on the night, because I obviously knew about the photo.
Maybe because of the weather, the scene was very different. I was trying to place where it was as well, and until you told me and said Gaire.
Yes, wow. it was Gaire. But congratulations to them. The other sport I wanted to talk about was cricket. Norman Vanua picked up People's Choice Award. Anyone that gets votes, from polling, showed that cricket's got a massive following. The former coach, Joseph Dawes, picked up the Sports Official of the Year and Team of the Year, PNG Barramanis. They're playing in the first ever for Papua New Guinea in the World Cup later on this year. So
T20 World Cup.
Massive year for them. Of course, Male of the Year, Justin Olam, and Female of the Year, Abigail Tere Apisa. But I must stress also, first time ever for a local to be also the guest speaker of the SP Sports Award. For the last 28 of them, or 27, it was always an international guest speaker. So to have Takale come on, tell his stories, what he went through to this date, the 4x400 meter relay has not been broken. And this is where you had people or the athletes train with no high performance, didn't he? Like there was no gym or this is what you need to eat.
Raw talent.
Raw talent. And for them to hold the record to this date in the Pacific Games, that's a massive achievement.
And 1, 2, 3, finishing first, second, third, taking all the medals on offer.
Yeah, we blitzed it.
Subul, Babo, Duaba, Takaletuna.
Watovo.
Brilliant team.
Yeah. I mean, 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, the travel. We swept it back in '91. I remember I was a ball boy for basketball at the time, and I just remember seeing Takale, this giant.
How old were you?
We won't say.
Okay.
No, I was 10. I was 10 years old.
Okay, you all do the math.
As life in general. Now, a little bit of background about my sport. The sport of athletics, as it is commonly known, is officially called track and field. As the name suggests, it's made up of track and field events. Track events consist of the sprint events, the 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, 110 meter hurdles, 400 meter hurdles, the 4x1, 100 meters, and the 4x400 meters relay. There are the middle distance events, the 800 meters, the 1500 meters, 3000 meters, and the 3000 meters steeplechase. There are also the long distance events, the 5,000 meters, 10,000 meters, the marathon, and also walking events. For the field events, we have the throws, discus, javelin, and hammer throw, and the jumps, long and triple jumps, high jump, and the pole vault. There are also multiple events such as the decathlon for men, where you have 10 events covering both track and field, and the heptathlon for women, covering 7 events, both track and field. Now for my specific event of the sprints, I used to refer myself as rather crazy, having to train 6 days a week, 2 to 3 times a day for 4 months, just to run less than 11 seconds for the 100 meters, less than 22 seconds for the 200 meters, and less than 48 seconds for the 400 meters, especially when competing. Doing this for 8 months of the year for 7 years is daunting and requires commitment and dedication. A quote from the greatest 100-meter sprinter of our time, Usain Bolt, best sums up what it takes to be a top elite sprinter. And I quote, "I trained 4 years to run 9 seconds, and people give up when they don't see results in 2 months." Now, this statement epitomizes the difference between champion elite athletes and ordinary ones. Now, in my events, especially in the sprints, lane allocation is very, very important. It's critical. You have to run quick times in the qualifying rounds to secure the best lanes. The best lanes are lanes 3, 4, and 5. This is because you are able to see your opponents on both sides of yourself, and therefore judge your pace as you compete or as you run. This is especially so in the 400 meters where if you are in lane 1 and 2, you're running 2 curves at the start and at the 200-meter max. Whereas if you are in lanes 3, 4, and 5, you run 1.5 curves. Lanes 6, 7, and 8, you cannot look back at your opponents. So you just run hard and try to outpace them. In 1991 games, I was in lane 7 for the 100 meters and in the 6th lane for the 400 meters, and had to settle for silver in both events. Now, to me, success is a journey, not a destination. Sports success is not an end in itself, but a means to an end. The end is not being successful, but rather being satisfied that you have given it all with nothing left in the tank. When you have given it all, your very best, you are satisfied. The journey to sports success then begins with a dream. As the saying goes, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. For any young village boy or girl, dreams are free. So as I did way back then as a carefree boy living a humble village life on Matupita Island in Rabaul, Nibutin province, I dared to dream and dreamt big to be a track star and especially traveling the world.
COVID-19, the upside I would like to point out, it's allowed events like the SP Sports Awards to celebrate local legends, you know, and for the first time, Takaletuna coming on board, and I hope to see SP Sports Awards heading in the direction in the coming years, you know, showcasing more of our legends as guest speakers.
As we previewed Tuxikaru last week. These are legends of the sports, I mean, in their own sports, and I'm sure they'll have heaps of stories and inspirational messages to give out to our young athletes out there.
All right. Welcome back. You're watching Sports Scene. So the state of origin, first game next week, Lawrence. I know the Blues will win. There you have it on screen. Wednesday, the 9th of June, 2021. And it will be played in Townsville.
Yeah, first time ever. It's going to be played in Townsville. It's only been played in Melbourne, Brisbane and Sydney. So first time in what they're saying is rural Queensland. And we'll win. We'll win. All good. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. I know the Blues will win, but let's also listen to some of the supporters. Now, I spoke to, two of them yesterday at the Pale Ale launch. That's the State of Origin beer produced by Pacific Breweries. Let's take a look.
So the team I'm supporting is the Blues. Realistically speaking, given the Broncos Storms matchup, I think Maroons are going to win, though. Just being real. Only because I saw the lineup already. And I was just like, well, either way, I'm still going to support Blues, you know? Which you guys don't disappoint me.
Hi, my name is Victor Sawon. I'm a diehard Queensland supporter. As far as I can support rugby league, I'm a diehard Queensland supporter. And for game one next week, I believe Queensland will break this game because it's going to be played in Queensland territory, Townsville next week. So I believe Queensland will break this because it's in the heartland of Queensland itself. We had our hiccups with Kellen Ponga today announced that he's not going to be in the squad next week, but I'm sure Paul Green will do some shuffle within the club, within the group itself to put a designated fullback, and I'm sure we're going to break this game because they called us the worst team ever last year, and we break that series last year. So I have a strong belief that we're going to make it this year as well.
There you go. I have to say, Izzy, why do you have to jinx the New South Wales win? Why? I know they will win. I have faith.
You are Blues, but Maroons will win? Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's carry on with the rest of the weekend preview.
All right. Weekend preview. Here we go. The NRL is up tonight. Broncos versus the Dragons. Ben Hunt and Jack Bird versus their old team. The Broncos should be a massive game there. That's on tonight. Tomorrow, Friday night, this is the game. West Tigers v Panthers. Panthers have lost 6 or 7 of their boys. The number 6 and number 7, Jerome Luai and Cleary, and a host of others play in State of Origin. So should be a really good game there. Saturday, just the one game. We've got the Storms versus the Titans. Again, Storms really hit hard. Well, of course, and the Titans as well. So should be really a good matchup. And Sunday, this is the split round, so only half the teams playing. The Knights take on Parramatta Eels, and as we have said, Wednesday is the State of Origin in Townsville.
All right, there you go. That's what the weekend is looking like, and next Wednesday as well. All right, story tips. If you have any story tip or if you have a comment or suggestion as well that you would like to make, please contact us on 312-9200 and ask for Laurie or myself, or you can email us at sports@emtv.com.pg, or you can message us on our Facebook page. That's the Sports Scene Facebook page, and leave your contact details. And please do not forget to press like on our page for all your sporting updates.
Yes, please.
All right, that's it. This has been another episode of Sports Scene. We will see you same time, same place next week. Bye for now.
Good night.